All right, picture this. You walk in the door, your dog's going absolutely crazy, happy to see you, tail going like mad, and they come right up for those big slobbery kisses. It's great, right? Until, whoa, that smell hits you and you start wondering, okay, what did they get into this time? So is that just, normal dog breath? The price of admission for having a dog?
Yeah, it's funny we say that, oh, it's just dog breath, but actually that really strong smell, it's often not normal at all. It can be a pretty clear sign something else is going on. It could be minor, could be, well, more serious.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to dig into today in this deep dive. We've looked into this and we want to break down, the usual suspects behind that less than fresh doggy breath. Think of it as understanding why those greetings are maybe a bit pungent, especially helpful if you're new to dogs or maybe even thinking about vet med.
Definitely. And if you zoom out a bit, understanding your dog's breath, it's actually a useful window into their overall health. We'll try and simplify the science, use some relatable examples, make it all stick.
Okay, let's jump right in. What's the number one most common reason for breath that could, wilt flowers?
Hands down, it's usually dental disease, gum disease. It's actually a lot like what happens with people. You know how plaque, that sort of sticky bacterial film, builds up on our teeth if we skip brushing? Same deal for dogs.
Oh, yeah, that fuzzy feeling. Totally know what you mean. So what happens next in the dog's mouth then?
Well, if that plaque isn't cleaned off regularly, and let's be honest, for a lot of dogs, it starts to harden. It mineralizes and turns into tartar or calculus. Think about plaque turning into rock. It's rough, hard stuff, and it really irritates the gums.
Ah, okay, so the gums get angry.
Exactly. That leads to gingivitis, basically, inflamed gums. And that inflammation, that's a major source of bad smells. Bacteria love inflamed tissue.
That makes sense. And I guess if their teeth aren't perfectly straight, like if they're a bit crowded, does that make it worse?
Oh, absolutely. That's a great point. Crowded teeth, misaligned teeth, they create more little nooks and crannies, more places for plaque and tartar to hide and build up where brushing or even chewing might not reach easily.
So it's like little hideouts for the stinky bacteria.
Precisely. And it gets worse. If it progresses from just gingivitis to periodontitis, where the actual structures holding the teeth get damaged, the types of bacteria living in there change. You get these more destructive kinds, and importantly for our topic, they produce these really nasty sulfur compounds.
Sulfur compounds. Okay, that's the really foul smell then, like rotten eggs level bad.
That's often a big part of it, yeah. And, this isn't rare. We're talking huge numbers. Something like 80% of dogs show signs of dental disease by the time they're just 3 years old.
80% by age 3. Wow, okay, so that dog breath is often actually a sign of a real health issue starting.
Very often, yes. It's definitely not something to just ignore.
All right, so dental disease is the big kahuna. But are there other things, maybe in the mouth, that could cause bad breath?
Yes, definitely. Think about things getting stuck. Dogs explore with their mouths, right? So bits of bone, stick fragments, pieces of toys, even cloth.
Oh yeah, I've seen dogs chewing on the weirdest things.
Exactly. And if something gets lodged, say, between teeth or under the gum line, it can start to decay or cause a localized infection. And that smells pretty bad. Sometimes it's obvious, but sometimes it might be like a small splinter under the tongue or in the cheek pouch, harder to spot. Ouch.
Oof. Yeah, a hidden splinter sounds painful and definitely smelly if it got infected. So regular mouth checks are probably a good idea, especially for big chewers.
Highly recommended. And then another thing, especially as dogs get older, is the possibility of oral growths. Lumps, tumors, these can become infected or necrotic, meaning the tissue starts to die, and that creates a really persistent foul odor, even if the rest of the mouth looks okay.
That sounds serious. So if someone's really good with brushing and dental care, but the bad breath just won't quit, that could be a sign of something like a tumor.
It's definitely a reason to get it checked out by a vet, absolutely, to rule out those more serious possibilities. But what's also really interesting is that sometimes the bad breath isn't coming from the mouth itself. It can be a sign of problems elsewhere in the body.
Okay, now this is fascinating. Bad breath as a clue to, internal health stuff. Tell me more.
So let's think about kidney disease. The kidneys, their job is filtering waste, right? Toxins from the blood. If the kidneys aren't working well, waste products like urea build up. And that urea can make the breath smell kind of like ammonia or even urine. Sometimes you might even see mouth ulcers in really advanced cases.
Whoa, yeah, urine smell on the breath. Okay, that's a definite red flag for kidney trouble then.
This is a strong sign, yes.
Yeah.
Needs a vet visit right away. Similarly, liver disease can sometimes cause bad breath. The liver's another major filter. If it's struggling, toxins can build up. You might notice other signs too, though, like jaundice, that yellowing of the skin, or eyes, maybe weight loss, poor appetite, vomiting.
So with liver issues, it's often a cluster of symptoms, not just the breath. Okay, what about, I've heard sometimes a breath can smell sweet. Is that a thing?
Yes, it is, and it's usually not a good sign. A sweet, almost fruity smell, or sometimes like acetone nail polish remover, that can be a sign of diabetes. Specifically, unregulated diabetes. When the body can't use sugar properly, it starts breaking down fat for energy, producing ketones. That's what causes that smell. You'd likely also see the dog drinking a lot more water and urinating more.
Got it. So sweet breath is actually a warning sign. It's like their body's sending signals through smell. Okay, we've covered organs. What about just their food? Can diet cause bad breath?
Oh, absolutely. What goes in can definitely influence the smell coming out. A really obvious one is a fish-based diet. That can, unsurprisingly, lead to fishy breath.
Huh. Makes sense. You are what you eat applies to dogs, too. What about raw diets or home-cooked meals? Any impact there?
They can. Sometimes shifting the diet can disrupt the normal bacterial balance in the mouth. There's also a potential risk with some diets for certain bacteria, like Salmonella, which could contribute. If you're feeding raw or home cooking, it's really crucial to work with a veterinary nutritionist to make sure it's balanced and safe and discuss any concerns, breath included.
Good advice. Balance is key. Okay, now, let's get into the less glamorous side of things, those slightly gross dog habits.
Yes. The things we don't always like to talk about.
Yeah.
Coprophagia, eating poop. Some dogs do it, their own other animals. And yeah, that's going to make their breath smell pretty much exactly like you'd expect. Same goes for raiding the garbage bin or finding, shall we say, decomposing treasures outside.
Oh, the treasures, the things they proudly trot back with sometimes. Yeah, I can imagine the breath after that.
Exactly. And eating other non-food items can sometimes contribute too, besides causing tummy upset or worse.
Right. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground dental problems, things stuck in the mouth, internal diseases, diet, gross habits. What can people actually do about it? How do we fight the funk?
Well, prevention is key, right? Regular vet checkups that include a dental exam are super important. Vets can spot problems early, and professional dental cleanings under anesthesia, they're crucial for removing that hardened tartar, especially below the gum line where you can't reach. It's like a deep clean for their mouth.
A dental spa day, basically. Gets rid of all that built-up gunk. What about day-to-day stuff at home?
Daily toothbrushing. That's honestly the gold standard. Just like for us, it removes plaque before it turns into tartar. And really important, use dog-specific toothpaste. Human toothpaste often has fluoride or xylitol, which can be toxic to dogs.
Got it. Doggy toothpaste only. They have those meaty flavors, right? Hopefully makes it a bit easier. What about all those dental chews and treats we see everywhere? Do they work?
Some can definitely help, yeah. They work by physically scraping plaque off the teeth as the dog chews. Some also have ingredients meant to help freshen breath or support oral health. A good tip is to look for the VOHC Seal Veterinary Oral Health Council. That means the product has been shown to actually work.
VOHC seal. Okay, good to know. Like a stamp of approval.
Yeah.
And those special dental diets. Kibble designed to clean teeth.
Yes, those can be part of the plan too. The kibble is often larger and has a texture that helps scrub the teeth during chewing, and of course, just generally supervising chewing. Make sure they're not gnawing on rocks or super hard things that could break teeth or get stuck.
Right. Avoiding cracked teeth is probably good for breath, too. And what about breeds with, like, wrinkly faces, those lip folds?
Oh, yeah, that's a really good point. Breeds like Bulldogs, Spaniels, those deep lip folds can trap moisture and food debris. It creates a perfect little humid environment for bacteria and yeast, leading to lip fold dermatitis, which definitely has a foul smell. Keeping those folds clean and dry is key for those breeds.
Okay, so it's really a combination approach then. Vet visits, cleanings, home brushing, maybe the right cues or diet, and knowing your breed's specific needs.
Exactly. You know, a little bit of dog breath after they've eaten something pungent might be normal, temporary, but that really persistent, strong, foul odor, that's usually a sign something needs looking into. Finding out the why behind the smell is the first step to fixing it.
So the big takeaway feels like your dog's breath is more than just, well, breath. It's a bit of a window into their overall health. Paying attention isn't just about making cuddles nicer, it's part of being a really observant and proactive owner, right?
Absolutely. And just to reiterate, super important, everything we've talked about here is for educational purposes. It's not a replacement for seeing your vet. If you're worried about your dog's breath, please make an appointment with a certified veterinarian. They can give you a proper diagnosis and the right treatment plan for your specific dog.